Amen Thompson might be the most ridiculous player coming out of his draft class. I mean, this is a cat that every time we watch him, he just sparks the unbelievable. And I want to hear your opinions down below in the comment section before we start today's video. What do you guys think of Amen Thompson and the Thompson twins? You guys might hear my dog, you might hear her go around in this video, but hit that subscribe button if you guys want to support the channel to get to 20,000 subscribers. And let's get right into today and talk about Amen Thompson, a guy who can play 1 through 3, a guy who is going to be really good. Got my handy dandy notebook right here just to give myself a little bit of notes. And look, I just think when I look at a guy like Amen, I think about the fact that he's going to be a guy that's going to put pressure on the defense. Even if he doesn't work out as a point guard, you got an athletic freak who's going to be one of the better defenders in the league, who's also a primary playmaker and ball handler. For me, I think it's going to be great for this team, especially with him being mentored by Fred VanVleet, who's going to teach him better shot selection, how to drive, how to use his size to take advantage. And I think for me, when I look at this team, I think one of the biggest things is going to be is being able to harness what Amen Thompson has to offer. Did I say Thomas? The Thompson twins. And for me, when I look at this right now, we're looking at a guy that, look at my notes right here. This is a guy that all the physical tools are there, okay? You have a guy that you're second to none in speed and athleticism. And over here, if I look at his averages, he averaged this past year 25% from 3. All right. He did average 16 points back-to-back years, and he averaged collectively between the 2 years about 6 rebounds. And look, this is a guy who is phenomenal. Okay. Also, why does my light look like it's getting low? I know people are gonna be like, oh, Amen Thompson's averaging 37.9% from the field. Look, don't worry about that. Look, Amen Thompson right now, he's averaging, and this is preseason, take a preseason with a grain of salt. I mean, Jonathan Kuminga and Bam Pritchard right now look like they're about to have breakout season and be all-stars. Do we really believe that? But Amen Thompson out here in his first couple NBA games, preseason action, taking about 9 shots a game, hitting them at 37.9%. He looks confident attacking the rim, getting to the free throw line 4 times a game, hitting them at 75%, as well as a guy, he is shooting about 3 threes a game, hitting about 1 a game at 33%. Nothing insane there, grabbing about 4 rebounds, dishing out 3 assists, getting about a steal, a 9.5 block a game. But again, sample size super small. We're seeing that they're playing their 13, 14 guys, and then they have their the bottom of the roster guys who are going to probably be on the G League team fighting for that last roster spot that they may keep open. But also they brought in Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, who might get the 15th roster spot unless they keep Victor Oladipo, who knows. But Amen Thompson right here, you look at this team that's also, we're hearing, wants to bring in Al Burks, wants to maybe bring in Taylor Horton-Tucker, or the last guy, I think, Malcolm Brogdon, Taylor Horton-Tucker, and Al Burks are the 3 dudes we've heard. Alec Burks. So this is a team that's wanting to win games. They're trying to push, the narrative of them being a bad team that isn't trying to win anything. And I think Amen Thompson is a big part of this that we saw at Overtime Elite. He played 2 years there. And he was a different player from the first year to the second year. He became more aggressive. He became more assertive. And with a guy like Amen Thompson, I think the biggest thing is when you look at those types of players, okay, you need to know that they're going to be dialed in and that they're going to be trying to win, not just because it's fun, but because they want the hardware for their team, for the sake of the team. And I think Amen Thompson has that mentality. They come off, compared to other top prospects, very quiet, very to themselves, almost introvert, but like out, when in public. But when you see them on the court, when you see them on the sideline, you see Amen Thompson very, very involved. And Thompson, the Thompson twins are phenomenal players. And regardless of Amen becoming, the point guard that we expect him to become, I fully believe that this is a kid who has all the physical traits. And so far, it seems like he has everything from the mental aspect to make it in the NBA. And I really just enjoy what they're doing there and how they're doing it, because these are squads that I just feel like people aren't realizing. The West is wide open. So, I mean, it's super competitive, but the West is wide open. I'm not going to sit here and be like, they're going to win a championship, they're going to do this or that. I'm just saying, you have to understand that this is going to be a team that's going to be a lot better than you think. And I think Amen Thompson has a chance of winning Rookie of the Year. I think Amen Thompson is going to be a guy who averages, like probably 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists a night, and doing it on like 45% from the field, maybe 32% from 3, and getting to the free throw line a bunch and shooting like almost 80% from the free throw line. We're sitting here and being like, man, this kid's good. And I think he could be a driving force off the bench for this team, kind of like a microwave running the second unit. Because stay hydrated, guys. Because right now, if you look at this team, we assume that they're going to be running Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Jayshawn Tate, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Sengun as the starting lineup. So you would assume Amen Thompson's going to run that second unit for them. And I like that. I like the sound of that. I don't think there's a problem there. I think it's more curious to see how they're going to. I'm just curious. They got a lot of wings. They got a lot of players on this team that deserve minutes, rightfully so. And the way that they're going to divvy it up is definitely going to be something that brings interest to me, because when I look at this team, I think, yes, they can go ahead and win like 40 games. I mean, last year they were one of the worst offenses. They were one of the, like, literally bottom 3 defense, bottom 3 offense, bottom 3 opponent points per game, bottom 3 points per game scored themselves, bottom 3 net rating, like terrible. So the expectations, okay, is anything, better than terrible. And I think those expectations are legit and should be actually like come to fruition, have a good chance of coming to fruition with Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, Cam Whitmore, and Jabari Smith and Alperen Sengun being the 5 guys who are your cornerstones. You got your 5 dudes, okay? The rest of the roster is vets. Now we got 10 roster spots that should be vets, mentoring those dudes how to be professional basketball players. And that when those vets move on to their next teams or get traded or whatever, these young guys are ready to take over, and that they start to take over while the vets are still on the team. And I'm excited to see how this all plays out, because it's going to be fun. Ime Udoka is a great coach, and he's going to defense first. And if you're gonna this is why Amen Thompson's going to get minutes. As my fingers stuck in my hair. The reason why I went to the beach today, I need a shower. But the reason why Amen Thompson is, gonna get opportunity is Ime Udoka has said that the guys who play defense are going to get the minutes. Okay, and guess what? Amen Thompson's calling guard is defense, baby. So I'm not worried about him playing defense. He's going to come out there and he's going to play defense like his mother taught him. And that's what gets me excited when I look at this team, knowing that, hey, they have a chance to be good, a chance to make people, feel like, all right, this is a team that has the ability to surprise people, not just because they're a young team, not just because of all the turmoil they went through, not just because they spent money in free agency, but because they made the right decisions. They played this right. And now that Kevin Porter's out of the picture, there's no distractions. They can fully focus on basketball. And that's where I get excited personally. And I really do believe that Amen Thompson, yes, the 3-point shot needs to come around. And they brought in a bunch of guys from the Boston Celtics staff that were with him, Ime Udoka, that couldn't have came. Well, he wasn't signed, but like they were under contract there. They came over, and one of them, I forget his name, is like a notorious, really good 3-point shooting coach. So expect him to be teaching the squad how to shoot threes, and especially Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore. It's just so exciting to see what this team's going to be able to do because of what they went out and got. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts, and let's continue this video. But sorry about that. The light was just getting incredibly off. It's changing right now. But when you look at Amen, Okay, I think this is a team that definitely is trying to, I think Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Sengun are the four guys that really are part of the core. Maybe Jayshawn Tate's more of a vet at this point. And I look at this team and I think, they're going to be killing you in transition. And again, one of the things that jumps out about Amen Thompson is his feel for the game, his passing. He's just incredible, the court vision. And that's why I think he'll work as a guard. And even if he doesn't work, he can be a point wing. Okay? I think he could be way better than, worst comes to worst, he's a more athletic, like floor, absolute floor. If nothing works out, the shot doesn't come around, he's a better version, more athletic, longer, Justice Winslow. And that's an NBA player there. All right. And for me, when I look at this, I just think, okay, you got yourself a guy in Amen who's just going to be an absolute dynamo. And hypothetically, Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, right there. What? That's four dudes. Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, Fred VanVleet, Alperen Sengun, Jabari with the rim protection, Alperen, Amen Thompson, Fred VanVleet with passing, Fred VanVleet playing off ball, Dylan playing off ball. Okay, that's wild. That's news to me. Okay, and I think that's part of the excitement when you watch this team. What gets you real jazzed up about what they can do, what they can achieve. And I'm excited to hear what you guys think, because this is a team that's going to be really fun. This is going to be a team that's going to take advantage of their athleticism, their pace, their ability to get out and transition and run. And I expect with Ime Udoka, they're going to run a lot of motion offense, a lot of swings. So expect a lot of, at the top of the key, the ball to swing between either Alperen Sengun, who's going to be at the elbow, or even at the top of the key doing some dribble handoff, and then swing that ball around the top of the key between Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, and just getting a lot of these auxiliary passes in motion, either through backdoor cuts to a slasher like Jayshawn Tate, or to a guy, Amen Thompson, who doesn't have a jumper right now, who's going to be able to be the guy who can be a slasher. And again, like another guy, if you want to compare, like he's worst comes to worst scenario, he's Justice Winslow mixed with Derek Jones Jr. Okay, Derek Jones Jr. and Justice Winslow are guys who have like 10-year NBA careers. You can't be mad at that. Best case scenario, he's his own player that we've never seen before. He's an athletic freak who can handle the ball, who can jump out the gym. And when you have a coach like Ime Udoka, he's going to ask for a lot. He's going to coach these guys hard. He's going to hold them accountable. I think, that's something that they're definitely going to very much benefit from. Now, the whole team, not just Amen Thompson. And when I look over here, I got something in my notes. So Thompson, he has all the physical tools, okay? Like, this is a guy that when you look over here, he's a guy that has the ceiling of all NBA. And the ability for him is that his athleticism, the ability to pressure the rim and feel the game as a passer are just things you can't teach. Okay, it's natural instincts. And for me, I look at that and I just get all gooey and I feel all good inside. It's just like, is this real? Is this what we're seeing? Is this going to actually happen? And you think like, it seems like it could. And I think as fans of the game, we have to sit here and just give a round of applause that they found someone of this caliber that they could take advantage and hopefully harness into a player that is going to be the Houston Rockets cornerstone because he complements. So Jalen Green's the shooting guard, who they're saying is like a Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine type player. You got Alperen Sengun, who could be at the same level as Domantas Sabonis and Nikola Jokic, who are like all-star, all-NBA players. Like I'm just saying, like that's like the range. So Alperen Sengun can enter that range. Then you got yourself Jabari Smith, who's the rim protector, kind of being this 3-and-D guy. Coming out, he's compared to Rashard Lewis. I think he's more of he's kind of his own thing. He's kind of like this 3-point shooting rim protector. That's kind of what he is. And that's your front court. Okay, your back court now, Amen Thompson and Jalen Green. Perfect. All you need is that small forward. Guess who's there? Cam Whitmore. Oh my God. And there's two timelines, you could say. I know everyone hates the two timelines to work for the Warriors, but the idea is that you got these two timelines. Dylan Brooks, who's on like a 3-year deal. It's really a 2-year deal. You got Fred VanVleet, who's really on a 1-year deal. If you wanted to move off that deal, you can move off that money really easily. Jock Landale's really a 1-year deal. The rest of the years are unguaranteed. Okay, you got yourself a lot of money deals that are gonna like you can move on if the new young guys are ready before, quicker than you thought, or if you need them for another year, you got them under contract. You got guys like Reggie Bullock who are gonna push your boys to play harder, to play more minutes, and to do things that they really haven't done. So for me, I think this is huge. This is something that's going to help this team just get to the next level and be a better team in general. And for me, I just think when you look at a team like the Houston Rockets, with Raphael Stone being here and with an ownership that's used to winning, I think they're really pushing the door that like, hey, we want to at least be a play-in team. We kind of fall. I know people have said it, it's overdone. They're trying to be kind of like how the Memphis Grizzlies were, okay, a few years ago, and just be a team that is competitive in terms of being at least a play-in team. 3 years ago, the last 2 years, the Memphis Grizzlies have been the second seed, okay? And, 3 years ago, they were a play-in team. So the Houston Rockets would love to be at this point where the Memphis Grizzlies were 3 years ago and be a play-in team this year. And then maybe next season they're competing to be one of the top regular season teams. And then after that, maybe they're in contention. I mean, Ime Udoka said it in his, in his introductory press conference, there ain't no rebuild. We aren't waiting around. This is full send, full ghost the minute that he came in. And for me, I think that's fantastic. That's the way that it should be. Now, so far, let me grab my handy-dandy cell phone right here. And the Houston Rockets preseason stats right now are definitely interesting and indicative of what we're expecting with Amen Thompson. Right now, if you look at what the Houston Rockets are doing in the preseason, it's, again, nothing where we're going to sit here and be like, oh my God, they're setting the world on fire. People need to be watching. Jehovah Witnesses are crying. No, it's not what's happening. So far in the preseason, Jalen Green's averaging 22 points a night. Okay, my apology. I don't know why I said that was wrong. Okay, ESPN, you're lying to me. I shouldn't have used it. Let me go to Real GM. ESPN the other day worked for preseason stats. Then I try to use it on a video. Doesn't work. So far in the preseason, you got Jabari Smith averaging 15 points a night, 13 from Cam Whitmore. Jalen Green giving 11.5. And again, preseason don't matter. 11.5 also from Amen Thompson. Amen Thompson's also giving you about 3 assists a night. And he's also going in there and playing about 20 minutes a game. And right now he's shooting 37% from the field. Nothing insane. Okay, it's nothing crazy. And this is a team that right now they're really only playing Jabari Smith, Cam Whitmore, Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, Alperen Şengün, Tari Eason, Fred VanVleet. You got a little bit of Aaron Brooks, Aaron Holiday, and then Dylan Brooks, and a little bit of Jock Landale, Jeff Green, Reggie Bullock. Kind of like what you're getting. Like you're understanding that this year's roster, this is it right here. Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet, Alperen Şengün, Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Cam Whitmore, Aaron Holiday, Tari Eason, Jae'Sean Tate, Jock Landale, Jeff Green, Reggie Bullock, and then that's your 13 guys right there. And the rest was Matthew Mayer, Nathaniel Hinton, Trevor Hudgens, Boban Marjanovic, Boban's the 14th guy, and then Jermaine Samuels, Nate Williams Jr., Darius Days, Trevor Hudgens, Nathaniel Hinton, and Matthew Mayer, on the roster guys. So they have their 14 guys, and you see like this is way less young players than a year ago, okay? And if we go back to the ESPN, last year, look at all these names like who are gone. Kevin Porter Jr. is gone, Eric Gordon's gone, Kenyon Martin's gone, okay, Josh Christopher's gone, Garrison Matthews gone, Ty Washington's gone, Bruno Fernando's gone, Daishen Nix is gone, Usman Garuba's gone, and Frank Kaminsky's gone. There's like 10 dudes that are gone if you just look at this team. And the Rockets, team stats last year weren't good. This wasn't a good team. This wasn't a great basketball team. And Steve Silas, God bless his soul, this team averaged the 28th most points in the league and allowed the second most in the league. They had the second worst defense in the league, and they had the third worst offense in the league. They had the second worst, I guess it would be the third worst net rating in the league, okay? They finished with the third worst record in the NBA. And going into this season, their championship odds are actually lower. Like they have a better chance winning a championship this year than they did last year. So kudos to them for, I guess they did a big difference. But I mean, man, I look at this and I'm absolutely shocked that at this point, this is a team that is completely done a 180, one off season, and we need to give them their credit because they are playing like hungry wolves. And I expect a lot from this team. Okay, I expect this team to be a lot better. So for me, I think this is a play-in team. I think Amen Thompson is going to be a big part of this. And I don't necessarily think people need to worry that this is going to blow up in their face, because I think they did something that's really smart and they've taken it slow. And I'm just curious to see what ends up happening here. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you guys expect from, the Houston Rockets this season? If there's anything else I might have missed, let me know. But yeah, that's basically going to be it. Bye.